Hi, this is an introduction to a new file manager that's available for Windows 10 and Windows 11. And it's the website is files.community, and it is a power meets beauty. It is a very elegantly designed tabbed file manager. Yes, tabbed file manager. So if for those of you who are on Windows 10 and don't have and would like to have a tabbed file manager, this is, I think, the best tabbed file manager you can add to Windows 10. It's also very useful to add to Windows 11, and I'll show you why. The Windows 11 file manager, at least in its current state, does not restore tabs that you have open. This does. And so what I'm going to do is show you, if you go to download, they give you two choices. They would like you to donate by downloading files from the Microsoft Store, and this will open the Microsoft Store. I don't want to do that. The other option you have is to don't have access to the Microsoft Store, click on Classic Installer, and it will download to your computer the installer file without having to pay $9 for the file manager from the Microsoft Store. If you'd like to donate money after you use it, you're more than welcome to go into the Google Play, the Microsoft Store, and purchase it. When you have file manager, when you have it open at the very beginning, it comes up to a home area very similar to Windows 11. And these are all of the same things that I have pinned to quick access in my regular Windows File Explorer. Additionally, I have a list of my hard drives, network locations, and as in the Windows 11 File Explorer, your recent files. Okay. On the left-hand side, you have your pinned items, and you have your libraries, your drives, your cloud drives. I have a pCloud drive, OneDrive. This here is a little bit of a bug. It says Google Drive Documents, and it's not. It's not Google Drive Documents. It's actually OneDrive Documents, and I need to report this to them and let them know that somehow I managed to get an entry in here that is inconsistent with their design. I don't know how I got this here, but it's wrong, to be quite honest. And another new thing that they have in this file manager is tags. And they give you important photos, work, and home as default tags. And the way that you add a new tag is you go into Settings and Tags, and then you can add a new tag. And you can change the color to whatever you want it to be. I'll make it hot pink, and I'll call it TFS, Tech for Senior. And I'll say Create. Now, if I want to designate any file that I have, let's say I go into my home folder and I want to designate, I've already designated, you can see, a file with the tag work. Here is another one I'll put in, and I'll right click it, and I'll say that I want to add a tag. I'll put it in Tech for Senior. And then if I scroll down to Tech for Senior, there is my speedtest.ps1 with my Tech for Senior tag. So, very clean interface on the left-hand side, but what's really nice is I can decide that I want this tab to be my Downloads folder, and I want this tab to be my Home folder, and I want this tab to be my Stug website design folder, And I would like my next one to be my pCloud drive. And I would like my next one to be my Google Drive. And I can set it to my Google Drive. And then lastly, I'll add my Microsoft OneDrive. Now, if I close this program out, it doesn't get rid of all of those tabs. If I go back in and I open the file manager again, it comes right back the way it was before and opens up all of my familiar tabs. It's almost like restoring a web browser to the previous tabs that you had open. You can't do this with the Windows 11 or 10 file manager. This is something that you can only do, I believe, in this file manager. It has a very nice, clean interface. It supports tabs. It's good for both versions of Windows. Very clean interface on the left-hand side. And this has been my introduction to Community Files File Manager for Windows.
I'm here buying a new computer. Oh my God, I'm getting stressed. There's Windows 10, Windows 11. There's CoPilot. There's Snapdragon chips. There's CPUs. There's GPUs. There's TPUs. There's NPUs. I'm so confused. I'm really stressed out. Hey, calm down. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we help explain technology. You know, purchasing a computer in 2024 can be a very confusing task. But you know, I'm making this video the end of September 2024. And in case you want to know, there's less than 100 days left till Christmas. And we also have Black Friday coming up in about 8 weeks. Most of the computers sold in 2024 will be sold through the months of August to December. So there is going to be some great buys. There's lots of new models out there. I'm going to take this video and explain some of the complexities now in purchasing a PC in 2024. So this is the first of 3 videos I'll be making. This is about purchase considerations for a PC. The second one will be about purchase considerations for a Chromebook, and the third will be purchase considerations for a Mac. I did that last year, and I wanted to give you some guidance as we move into the busy season coming up. So those videos will be out over the next month, but this today is purchase considerations for a PC in 2024. Now, usually at this time is when we talk about like and subscribe, and you know, hitting that like and subscribe button, don't do that. I want to earn your respect and earn your business, so do that at the end of the video. We'll talk a little bit about it later, but hold off on the like and subscribe right now. So maybe you're looking at purchasing a new computer because your Windows 10 machine is coming to end of life. As you know, after October 25th, 2025 next year, of course, your PC will no longer be supported if you're using Windows 10. Maybe you're thinking maybe about AI, you've heard about AI and you want to get an AI machine. Or maybe you're starting to make YouTube videos. You're all excited about that, but it takes so long to render a video that you make in your video editing software. So you're looking at possibly upgrading for that. So there may be many reasons why you're looking for a PC, and we'll try to address those today in this video. The first issue is Windows 10 versus Windows 11. Non-issue, and that should not be a purchase consideration because all the machines you're going to buy now are going to have Windows 11, and you're going to be happy. Windows 11 is a great software program. It's more secure, it's easy to use, and you know, it's not that much different than Windows 10. All your programs are going to work. Your machine's going to come with a brand new version of Windows 11 on it, and just get on with it. Yes, there will be some irritating little things where Microsoft's moved one of the menus and you can't find it, or there's some little thing that will just drive you nuts. But after a while, you'll get used to it and you'll just be happy with it. So it's not an issue and not a purchase consideration at all. So if you haven't bought a PC for 5 or 6 years, I really want you to pay attention to what we call the GPU, or graphical processing unit. This is a real key part in your purchase decision. Now, way back when, we always had GPUs. Think of graphical processing unit as a computer within a computer. It has to do with your display. But over the years, of course, this has become more important. And there's a company called NVIDIA that has come along. And you may or may not know about them, but they happen to be the second or third largest company in the world now. And most computers now have an NVIDIA card in. And this is called a graphical processing unit. And it's so important if you plan on doing anything particularly like video editing. Now, NVIDIA makes a whole bunch of different of cards with these GPUs on them. And it's not within the scope of this video to go through that. Now, if you're a gamer, forget it. You know exactly what you need as far as those cards. Gamers always are really up to date on those. But when you go and you see this picture here with the Dell computer, you can see you can choose what NVIDIA card you want to be built with your computer. And I think you should look at the specs on that and consider it. Because if you are starting to do some video editing, maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, have some fun with that, well, then you want to have a lot of power. And a lot of the video editing software runs on the chip within the GPU on your computer. So this is so important. In fact, my NVIDIA card on my computer, about 4 years old now, has 8 gigabits of RAM just on the card. And this can make a huge difference between rendering your video. It could be, with a faster card, you could be down to 5 minutes for a short video. Whereas if you have a slower machine, you could be rendering it for half an hour or an hour for some larger videos. So it really does make a huge difference. So when you're looking, if you're looking at a specific application, you should be considering what graphical card you're going to put in there and which version of the NVIDIA series you're going to want. That's so important. We're going to come back to that in just a minute. Now, the next thing you might consider is AI. You've heard a lot about AI. Maybe it's something you haven't tried, but you think it's something good and you might want to do that. And you think you might need an AI computer. So you're at Best Buy now, and of course there's lots of displays with AI for AI computers. You can run artificial intelligence on any computer. The three that I use every day, of course, is Microsoft's CoPilot. I use Google Gemini, and of course started out with ChatGPT. These are 3 big AI programs. They're all run off the cloud. So it doesn't matter. I use them on my Windows 10 machine, my Windows 11 machine. You pay a little bit more. They give you advanced features and they get real fast. And that's based because it's all cloud computing. Has nothing to do with an AI chip on your PC. So you can run AI very well on an existing PC. You can run very well without an AI chip in your PC. So when you go to Best Buy and you're looking around at all these displays, you probably will see a big display saying CoPilot plus PC. And so what is that? Well, you go and say, well, does it have an i7, an i5, or i3 processor in there? And you'll see it's got a Snapdragon chip in it. You'll say, whoa, what's all that about? Now, my advice is if you're not going to be doing video editing, that really is not an issue. So the specific graphical processing unit or that GPU card that we were talking about is not an issue. I would certainly think about getting a machine with the AI chip in it. Now, what's going to happen over the next, this stuff changes daily and it's really rapidly changing, is that right now, all the AI that we have run in the cloud. So it all happens outside your computer. But what's going to happen very quickly is large language models, these are the models we use for AI, are going to be run on your computer. Yes, they're going to be run right locally on your PC. Now, it comes back to the same thing about videos and GPUs. Is that when we download these large language models, the software that runs this AI, it's going to be running on a specialized chip that's called an NPU or neural processing unit, which is the chip that's going to be running this. And that's going to make it run real fast. Now that's not sort of there yet, but it is coming, and I think it's going to come pretty quickly. So it would be nice if you're thinking about purchasing a a PC, to consider an AI PC. I think over the next, you're probably going to buy this as a 3 to 5 year purchase, and I think that's a good idea. I think you'll be, I think it's a good idea because you're going to be prepared for the future, and I think the future is coming real quick. So think about that. One of the problems that occurred right now is, of course, Microsoft was first off the mark with this. And now we're seeing Intel, we're seeing NVIDIA, we're seeing other companies that are bringing out NPU chips. So as you go and purchase these, there's going to be a lot more choice for you. It used to be a few months ago, it was only the CoPilot plus PC. The issue that I have with the Snapdragon chip is that the graphical processing unit within there is very average, and it's not changeable. So it's sort of an average chip, and I don't think you'll be super happy. If your goal, like mine is, I spend most of my life creating videos and publishing them and doing video editing. So it's not going to work out until probably NVIDIA gets their NPU chip going and gets things organized, and that's sort of coming. So you might just think a little bit about that on what you're going to use your machine for. As far as pricing goes, computers with AI, such as they have the NPU chip, are a little more money. You're probably maybe talking about $100 to $200 more, depending on what model you get. So think about it. Those are some thoughts for you. This is where I earn my like and subscribe. This is a key point in this video. Please think about this seriously before you buy your PC. All right, you're at the store. Is it a laptop you're going to buy, or is it a PC you're going to buy? Which one should you purchase? Well, obviously, if you're mobile and you want to move it around, a laptop is the way you want to go. But a lot of people I see that purchase laptops never move them off their desk. It's a waste of money, and of course you're buying a battery that you don't need. It's just going to sit there and it's not going to do you any favors. So it is so important that you make a decision about that. And I'm going to tell you a key thing you may not have thought about. I have in my office here, connected to my PC, two 32-inch monitors. I don't want a 14 or 15-inch monitor on a laptop. That would drive me nuts. I need big screens for the type of work I do. So I am really happy that I have two 32-inch screens. So the thing you need to know about Windows is you get your choice. You can have two monitors. Yep, you can have two monitors on any Windows machine. Just plug the monitors in and you got your choice of two, and you can run them together. So on my PC that I have here, I have an NVIDIA card. I have two 32-inch monitors plugged directly in to the NVIDIA card, which gives me very fast performance on these two monitors. I don't have any problem. So the problem with laptops is you get two monitors. But in your choice of two monitors, you have to choose that little 14 or 15 inch as one of the two. So if you think you're going to buy a laptop and you're going to plug two 32-inch monitors into that laptop, it ain't going to work. You only get your choice of two monitors, and one of those, if it is a laptop, has to be that small screen, which means you can't plug two 32-inch monitors into a laptop. Just a minute, hold on. I know you're writing things in the comments now, and of course you can. You can plug any number of screens into a laptop. That's not a problem, but you're going to need to buy some more hardware. You're going to need a docking station, and you can buy a docking station for one monitor, two monitors, three monitors, four, you get the idea. And that will, of course, through a software link into your main laptop, will allow you to run multiple monitors on your laptop. Well, that, of course, is more money, and the more monitors you put on, of course, the higher the cost. And also, the problem is resources, stability. I make these videos to tell you about all the mistakes I made, And when I had my ThinkPad, I thought I was going to run these two monitors and everything was going to run on my laptop. Well, I found big stability issues with it. It also, one monitor would turn off suddenly and the other monitor was fine. It adds a whole other level of complexity trying to make multiple monitors work on a laptop. So think about that, because if you are thinking of, yes, you want to plug your two big monitors in, well, a PC is the way to go. So think about that. That's a critical decision that you need to make in how you're going to be managing your computer hardware. All right, two other quick items. Windows 11 versus Windows 11 Pro. Don't spend the extra money on Windows 11 Pro. It has features there you most likely will not use. And Windows 11 Pro is essentially the same as Windows 11, so no need to spend that extra money. The second thing is, if you are going to buy a laptop, don't spend money on a 4K screen. Who needs a 4K 14 or 15-inch screen? It's not going to make a difference, and you're just going to be spending a lot of money on that screen technology, which you don't need. All right, it's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we make videos to help you understand technology. If you click that like and subscribe, we'll notify you when we produce our next video. In the meantime, have a great day and enjoy your computing purchasing experience as we move in closer.
Hopefully you can see in here Microsoft CoPilot features to increase your productivity. I'm Hewie Poplock. Let's go from an idea to Word to PowerPoint and create a presentation very quickly and easily using CoPilot. First, we go to office.com online. Now, I am a member and an owner of Microsoft 365. I do pay for the subscription. I'm also on the trial of the subscription for CoPilot Pro. So I'm using both of those to make this happen. But let's take a look. First, we'll open up Word. We want to describe what we would like CoPilot to write. So we're going to type in what are notifications in Windows 10 and 11 and how do you manage them. This is now CoPilot within Word. When we click that, it will create a draft of an article telling us how to do that. Now, for time purposes, I am going to assume that everything is correct, as you are going to check and make sure that all of the items that it talks about are correct. You can tell it to keep it, and that's what we're going to do, is keep it. So it is now a Word document. We can make any edits here that we want if we feel that it's necessary. The next thing we're going to do is come up to File and Export. These choices do not appear on your desktop version. So I'm going to tell it to export to PowerPoint. Remember, this is going to be real time, folks. So we're going to now choose some kind of a theme. And if we didn't like those, we can see more. Let's do this and export. Now this is real time, and it's done. Now let's open the presentation. And here we go. And let's quickly go through the presentation. I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to show you that it created all of the slides that we need for our presentation. This is PowerPoint. We can do this. Let's take this screen and we, instead of doing this, insert a picture from this device. And we're going to replace it with this, just so we get the right size. We will delete this picture and and there we go. Now we're showing where the notifications go in that PowerPoint. So that's how you create very quickly, very easily, a PowerPoint presentation from an idea, putting it in Word and then bringing it into PowerPoint. Then edit your PowerPoint. Let's write an email using CoPilot. This time we're going to go to Outlook Online. We need to sign in. We're going to tell it we want new mail. We want to go to CoPilot. Draft with CoPilot. What we want to say is the following. I spent the night at the home of Mike and Joyce while in town for a memorial service for a good friend of ours. Write me a great thank you note. And I just click generate. And then we'll tell it to keep it. I just wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude for your hospitality during my recent trip. Staying with you, Mike and Joyce, provided me with comfort during a difficult time. Your kindness and warm welcome made all the difference while I was in town for the memorial service of our dear friend. The conversations and moments we shared were truly special, and I will always remember them. Thank you again for opening your home to me. I sign my name, I put the title and to whom, and I send it. Very nice. I got a real nice note. It's difficult for me sometimes to write those kind of things. The third feature I'm going to cover is forms. So we, again, are at office.com, and instead of a document or a presentation, this time we're going to go to a form. And it immediately opens up with the CoPilot box, and I am going to create a form for the next ℸ Lunch and Learn get-together. The following information is needed: first name, last name, email address. Are you a member or a guest? And please affirm that you understand there's a donation of $5 to cover the cost of food. We're going to tell it to generate that. Just takes a couple of seconds. There's our form. It looks like everything is fine, so I tell it to keep it. There's our form. It is complete and ready to go. We can also style it. So let's go ahead. We'll do this. Keep it. There's the heading and the information. So that's all there is to creating a form. Just put in what you want, and then you can add a new question. You can add with CoPilot. You can then edit the form to whatever way you would like, add more things to it, and then make it available for your users to fill out. 3 Microsoft CoPilot features to increase your productivity. I'm Hewie Poplock.